through the mini games I must explore. All of them in this one video. And this will be the all revolutionary consoles and more. We need to go to the start. 1972 with the Magnavox Odyssey. This console was small but revolutionary because it would later inspire the Nintendo console in the 1980s. So you could play such games as tennis, as seen on the screen, and it was small but revolutionary. 1977 with the Atari. Atari was one of the first game consoles with a joystick. There were many games released on Atari, such as Millipede, Centipede, and E.T. Yeah, that's E.T. Good graphics for the time, I guess. First is the InTellivision, 1980. And second is the ColecoVision of 1982. I made these two together because they're practically a little bit of the same thing, and they both play the almost similar games, like arcade games such as Donkey Kong and Smurfs. The Nintendo Entertainment System of 1983. The all-time revolutionary game console, with games such as Mario and Metroid. And all those games are so hard and so fun. SEGA! The SEGA Genesis, 1988. Nintendo and Sega have been going at a bit wars for a bit of a time in the 80s. The Sega Genesis console has many games, and I think Nintendo wins over Sega. Fun fact, Mortal Kombat was the birth of MA-rated games, and my grandma used to play Mortal Kombat. The Famicom, or the Family Computer, in 1983. Basically the same as the Nintendo, just, Japanese version. 1990, Super Famicom. Super Famicom, same as SNES, just Japanese version. 1990, the Super Nintendo. SNES had lots of games, some memorable, some unmemorable, like Mario Kart. Iconic games to an even more iconic console. 1991, Sega Mega Drive 2. Technically, Sega is equivalent to the SNES with games such as Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and Mortal Kombat 2. 1994, PlayStation. Iconic games as Crash Bandicoot and Frogger. Yeah, whatever. Xbox is better. Nintendo 64, 1996. What can I say? Just an iconic console on itself. It can be, 1,000 consoles compiled into one, and it still wouldn't be the same thing. And just so many great games. Ultra fantastic console. 2000 PlayStation 2. Not that many great games, but GTA, I guess. 2001 GameCube. The only thing memorable is Super Smash Bros. Melee. But still a little memorable. 2001's Xbox. So many great games for revolutionary consoles such as Halo and Halo 2.
Let's dance, guys, come on!
Enemy ghosts!
Great games to this great console, and I think it's one of the best consoles ever made. 2005 Xbox 360. I think Xbox really improved with better graphics, better games, with the best console of 2005. One of the best consoles of the 2000 era, and surely revolutionary. 2006 PlayStation 3. Some of the games on this iconic console include Far Cry, GTA, and 007, and Tron, and Mortal Kombat. 2006 Wii. First game console to introduce the Joy-Con, and with many great games such as Punch-Out! And Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Alors ça...
Such a great revolutionary console, and one of my favorite consoles because of its joystick. 2013 Xbox One and PS4. These two consoles have games such as Mortal Kombat and Halo 5.
Our destination is on the other side of this battlefield.
2017 Nintendo Switch. Portable but still memorable. I'm going to make a separate video for the less memorable portable ones, but these are the games on it. I think this is the best Nintendo console ever made. I'll play it hours on end and not get bored. 2020 Xbox Series X and PS5. Such games such as Halo Infinite and Spider-Man Miles Morales.
This is my world now.
Two great consoles with many greater beyond set games. 2022 Nintendo Switch OLED. The most recent console brings a sequel to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2.
上にも広がると前回お伝えしましたが、拡張された世界はそれだけではなく、そこで皆さんを待ち受ける新たな出会いや新たな
Thank you for watching MMTVG, and I hope you learned something today. Bye!